What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. So far today, it's just me and my man Tump. But you know what I mean? It's still gonna be another great show. But look, Tump, before we just came on live, you was asking me about Doc Rivers, right? And I want to, like, what do you think? You think Milwaukee's going to move on from Doc, or what's going on with that?
I think they are. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Let me just say that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I don't know how happy Giannis is with Doc as their coach.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't able to get Giannis and Dame on the same page, chemistry wise and things like that. And I thought, when I looked at that trade and stuff, they getting rid of Drew Holiday and brought Dame, man, I didn't think that was going to be a good fit.
Yeah.
It turned out to be that way. Now they didn't moved on for Dame. They went on straight out, released him. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if Doc was out of there.
Yeah. But look, do you think part of the reason why Milwaukee is in the position that they're in is because they allow, you know what I mean? They kind of allow Giannis to kind of dictate, you know what I mean? Like getting rid of some of the people that they got rid of, like the coach and stuff like that.
I don't think they get rid of the brother. What was his name? Griffin. I don't think they get rid of him without Giannis signing off on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Whether they wanted him gone or Giannis wanted him gone, I think if Giannis wanted him there, he'd still be the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Giannis wanted him there, he'd still be the coach. So
I think had they kept the first coach, what was his name? Budenhauser.
The one they won with. The one they won
with. You keep Budenhauser, and you don't mess with that lineup.
Right.
What's the guy? Drew Holiday. Like, how you get rid of Drew Holiday?
No, man, I don't get that. They talking about they needed more scoring from that position. Why?
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? Why?
And defense win championships. You know what I mean? So then you're gonna bring in Dame, who is a better offensive player.
Right.
But he, you know what I mean? He gonna give up just as many points as he scored.
Yeah, and then he don't. Well, they ain't noticed beforehand, but he didn't fit with Giannis. They just didn't fit. You know what I'm saying? Dame is more so being the one. You know what I'm saying? He been, you know what I mean, the guy taking all the shots, never really had to defer. You know what I'm saying? He was the number one option, things like that. Now he get with Giannis. Now I know he plays the point guard position, but you know, he wasn't like a facilitator. He was more of a score first type player, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, you got Giannis there, you know, he the number one.
Yeah. And I think Milwaukee was in the same position that Phoenix was in. You know what I mean? You don't have a point guard. You got two guys. Well, before they got rid of Middleton, now you got three guys. You got Dame, you got Giannis, and you got Middleton, who can all score, but you don't have nobody to set your offense and distribute to those guys. You know what I mean? Like, are you? So they was in the same position that Phoenix was with the three scores that they had.
Right.
You know,
and Phoenix seemed to be still in that position, even though they traded away KD. Jalen Green, and he's still not a facilitator. He's still like another role player.
Right. Yeah. So you're right about that. But so quick WNBA note, right? Yesterday I watched some of that game. What was it? The Sparks and the Fever, right?
Okay.
And then coming down, most of the game to me just seemed like the Fever was winning that game, but the Sparks in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, just came back and won it. And so now I think they like the Fever are like 9-9, you know, the 500.
Okay.
You know, so the argument that people was making about the Fever being better without Caitlin Clark is not really holding no, you know what I mean? It's not really holding up. It ain't holding too much weight.
Right.
You know, because I mean, they the same, you know, they 1-1. I mean, they still 500.
Right.
You know, so It is what it is, you know. But
what time did that game come on, Mike?
I think that was on like 3 o'clock yesterday. Yeah, it was on like 3. But let me see what else, man. So yeah, but I'm thinking with only thing going on right now in the NBA is those summer league games,
right?
And so that do give us a chance to like see some of this new talent, these draft picks and stuff like that. See how some of those guys pan out.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Let me ask you though about the this lineup right here, right? Oh, my fault. I put up the lineup right here.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
This who you think right here? Who do you like, man? You like that this 2025 the Mavericks or the Rockets, man? That's a tough lineup right there for them Rockets, man.
Yeah, I know. That is, man. That is a tough lineup for the Rockets.
That is tough.
I'm like, Kyrie hurt, so
right.
They might not even start the season. They say he might not be back, so maybe around the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Kyrie is hurt. Then you got Klay Thompson. He up in age.
I know, man.
Anthony Davis. He's he up in age and he stay hurt. So
yeah, I'm gonna get any brittle. Yeah,
Anthony Davis. He got 2 strikes against him.
Right.
But and so really, you know what I mean. You got Cooper Flag coming in there though. But the thing is, like everybody else around him, got to stay healthy.
That's the thing though. So Cooper Flag, he probably definitely gonna be a 3.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Cooper Flag got it. But man, I like this Rockets lineup, man. You got Fred VanVleet, Amin Thomas, man, Kevin Durant, Şengün. He really proved himself in the playoffs, man. I thought he had a really good playoffs this past season, man.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought
you can throw the ball down there to him, he can score.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can throw the ball down to him, and he can score, man. Yeah. We talked about it before, man. I'm surprised they was able to get Durant without having to give him up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's what I thought.
Without having to give him up,
Right. So when people was talking about like Kevin Durant going to Houston, I was like, man, y'all gonna probably have to. I thought they was gonna probably have to give up Şengün or Amin Thomas. You know what I mean? I knew they was gonna give up the other kid.
I knew they was gonna give up Jalen too because he probably like the most talented wing that they had. So I knew he was gonna have to go. But yeah, for them to keep Amin Thomas and Şengün and acquire Kevin Durant, I think that was cool.
Yeah. What's up, Jim? Jim say them Duke boys is a problem.
Yeah. Long as Kyrie come back healthy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know he signed that extension and he come back healthy, man, feeling good. Yeah.
That's gonna be the thing for Kyrie though, is basically his health, because you know how he gonna perform.
Right. Now what about Klay? Klay probably ain't giving you but so many minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? Klay probably ain't giving you but so many minutes a game.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you do with Klay though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The same thing. You know what I mean? You definitely probably want him in there to finish games, but he ain't the same defender that he used to be.
Nope.
Yeah, he definitely not the same defender that he used to be. So
Yeah. He definitely not. Good morning, retro hairstylist. Good morning. Welcome back. Yeah. I'm definitely Klay not the same guy that he was.
Right.
So, but I still think they probably gonna do pretty good this year. They got some young blood mixed in there with you know what I mean,
with the veterans. Yeah, with the veterans. And then man, Cooper Flag man can come in and live up to that #1 pick billing. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely gonna take a lot of the scoring load off of Kyrie and Anthony Davis too.
Mm-hmm.
Average, anywhere I'm thinking maybe from like 14 to 18 points a game.
Yeah,
and I think we probably able to do that.
Yeah. I agree with you, Retro. I'm excited to see Cooper Flag too. I want to see what Cooper Flag,
right. Yeah, I want to see him. Yeah, I want to see him, man. Especially in the pro game. You know, he had more freedom and things like that. You know,
no doubt. Yeah, so and the thing I like about this kid, man, he shoot that mid range, man, and he played defense.
Yeah,
you know, and he played defense.
He does shoot that mid range, man. He shoots it way more than I thought he did before I saw him a couple times. He shoots it a lot more. You know what I'm saying? From the elbow, free throw line, things like that. He'll shoot that. And I haven't seen like his too much of his ball handling and things like that. Yeah, but
I mean, I think he's a decent ball handler. He gonna be he get to his spots.
Right. And he's big, right, Mike? What he like 6'9"?
About 6'8", 6'9", 6'8", I think. Closer to 6'8". Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this kid, man. But yeah, out of these two lineups, though, I gotta say though, I see, because you got all these young kids around Kevin Durant, man. I just think they're gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, and you know, Udoka gonna have him playing defense.
Yeah,
you know, Udoka gonna have him playing defense if nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So let me see what this she said they made Dallas mad by saying Caitlin was her favorite player and not Paige.
Yeah.
Oh, who made Dallas mad by saying Caitlin was it Kevin Durant?
No, I think it was, what's his name? Cooper Flag said that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Cooper Flag said that.
Now, so Cooper Flag said that Caitlin was his favorite player?
Right. I think Cooper.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
And the Dallas fan base got mad at him because he ain't say.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, one thing Cooper Flag said that I like though, man, he said Mike was the GOAT. Did you see when they interviewed him and he said Mike was the GOAT?
I ain't see it.
I was like, that's why this kid gonna have a successful career, man. I was like, yeah.
It's a big piece of the same opinion as you.
Yeah. I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, Mike.
Right. Hey, Mike, I don't think they're gonna move off of speaking of Duke boys, I don't think they're gonna move off of, I could be wrong, but they might keep Zion down there in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Because I thought if they was gonna move off, it would have been around draft night. You know what I'm saying? It'd have been around draft night. Now you figure maybe wait till the trade deadline or something like that. But
yeah. Dave, welcome back to the
chat. What's up, Dave?
So look, let me see. The other young Cooper said that he can beat CC 1-on-1, but DeJean could hoop in high school. Let me see. He would give her a time.
Yeah.
Man,
Cooper.
I don't know, man.
No, go ahead, Mike.
No. I was just saying, like some people like Paige. Right. Some people like Caitlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really see Paige as a point guard. I see Paige more so as a two guard. I think she one of the top two guards in the league. I see her, more so as a two guard. As far as like, her natural position.
She in your top five, Mike? Well,
Paige?
Yeah. She in your top five.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I knew she was going to be like, I knew Paige was going to be a really, really good pro, but I didn't think it was going to be this soon. You know what I mean? I didn't think she was going to hit the ground running like she did.
Right.
So yeah, man, I didn't think she was going to hit the ground running like she did, but she did. So look, Tom, let me ask you though about this this situation going on with Malik Beasley, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's some allegations, he might be caught up in like a gambling type scandal. Some allegations going on with Malik Beasley and stuff like this. But I think with the NBA and the gambling thing, I think this probably going to be a more of a common occurrence when it comes to that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got what is it called? You know, all these different betting agencies and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, you got DraftKings, you got all them things, man, that's affiliated, that's sponsoring. You know what I'm saying? Got sponsorship in the NBA and across the sports. And across sports. And remember the dude up in Porter, the Joey Porter brother.
Right. Yeah,
He got a lifetime ban behind that.
Right, yeah.
Gambling. Yeah, man. So like you say, it's gonna start being more prevalent that people start to get, you know what I mean, caught up and doing stuff like that with this gambling stuff, man.
So yeah, and then so they were saying that what Malik Beasley had you know, he owe a barber $26,000. So now they're starting to go into like who he is indebted to. So he owes a barber $26,000, $14,000 he behind in rent. A dentist he owed $34,000.
What the hell, man? Did he betting with them, or he going there getting haircuts and ain't paying them? I mean, he making bets with these guys, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
They must be bookies or something. You know what I mean? He must got a dentist that's a book.
But they just looking at like, all right, so if he owe these people, what they trying to say is he probably more motivated to do some type of illegal
some points and all that.
Yeah. So.
You're right though, Mike. Yeah, he's more motivated to shave some points, throw a game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. And then you know you can be compromised.
Yeah. Definitely.
You can be compromised, man. That gambling thing, man. But it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do, man. It's like you pick up your cell phone, boom, you done bet, you know what I'm saying, $500 on a game, just like that.
Yeah. And like what Retro said, like it's a bad addiction. You know, really once you get on that slope, then you know, it's a downhill slope from there. But look what Dave said, Paige's injury hurt her in many ways. She's still redefining her skills. So, like when Paige was getting hurt at UConn, right? You know what I mean? Because like I think her first 2 years or so, that you know what I mean, it seemed like she couldn't stay healthy.
Right.
But I think that kind of, not that you want to get injured, but I think that kind of really helped her game though, because she developed like she really good at moving without the ball. And like I said, she got that mid-range game. And her game to me is not like a high impact type game. You know how like remember like Derrick Rose when he go to the rim real hard.
Right.
And you know what I mean? That he put a lot of pressure and stress on himself, right?
Body,
yeah. But her game is so smooth that I think she's gonna be like Steph Curry. Like once she grow into her body and her body mature and she know how to move on the court.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think she'll have a good career and maybe be able to stay pretty much injury free.
Yeah.
And so
hopefully that's how it turns out. You know what I mean? That she won't be dealing with these. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I agree with you. Pete Rose should be in. I agree with you. Pete Rose.
You know what? I never, man, thought that Pete Rose, should have been out. You know what I mean? I just thought they just drugged Pete Rose throughout it. You know what I mean?
I never was on that side of it, man. And I hate these so-called baseball purists. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do this and you can't do that. It muddies the game and all that stuff going on in baseball over the years, man.
Yeah.
You gonna leave the hit king out, man. Get out of here, man.
But you know what though? I thought that was meant because when you ask most fans, they, you know what I mean, people ain't really had really strong feelings towards like Pete Rose when it came to his gambling.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was more so, in my opinion, a media thing.
It was, Mike. It was the writers and all that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the fans. The fans want him in.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely wasn't on that Pete, ban Pete Rose, and I thought they did him a disservice when they wait till he passed,
right?
And then
word came that he passed, I'd put him right in there.
Yeah,
because that's where he belonged. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So,
and like you say, he had an addiction. It wasn't no different than alcohol or drugs or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but
who else is Beasley facing? Some type of suspension, some type of disciplinary thing from the league, or they just investigative stage now?
Yeah. Right now, as far as Beasley is concerned, it's more so just allegations and an investigation.
Okay.
But I think he was up for a contract. 3 years, $42 million, right?
All right.
And so with that I think is off the table now.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Dang.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I think that is off the table now as far as his 3 years, $42 million. But and so now I think people are going back and looking at tapes and stuff like that, of like he missed shots, pulling up short on shots, missing layups and stuff like that, to cover the spread.
Right. And if the over under on a certain score or over under on him scoring a certain amount of points, damn, boy, that's like I say, Mike, but there's so many different ways you can affect it. It's so many, like you go like they say, like the over under, whatever, but your team still win. Somebody might be inclined to go to the free throw line and miss 2 free throws or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't know though what the NBA can do. You know what I mean, or professional sports in general, what they can do to keep these guys from
from doing that, right?
Right.
You can even use a straw man, which I think that's what Otani did, but they put it on his interpreter. I think Otani was doing that shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they put it. His interpreter did it. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. Otani like talking about, oh man, this dude betting millions of dollars, man, and stuff, and he don't know nothing about it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right, okay.
Yeah. So they said he had to admit that he don't really follow the men's game, right? And I want to ask Dave though, like Dave, why is that because you find the women's game more exciting now? I think, in my opinion, I think the women's game. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, because I'm on the other side of that. I really don't follow them like that. Yeah. I really don't follow them like that.
Yeah. So, and that's what I was telling you yesterday, man. I was like, you really got to watch these women play, man. There's some good basketball being played.
My pop be watching them all the time. Yeah, my pop watching.
Not just, there's some great basketball being played, and then on top of that, it's more to the league than just there's a lot of good players in the league.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you might like you might find another team that you like besides the Fever or the Dallas Wings or you know what I mean, or the Aces. You got some like I said, some good ball being played. Then it comes with some drama.
You're right.
It come with some drama, man.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, man. So that's the thing though. But yeah, I don't know what these sports leagues gonna be able to do in order to separate these guys from that gambling thing. Because then you got
that story all the time. Yep.
Yeah.
That story all the time. You're right.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna be able to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you asked, Retro. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders. We was just talking about this too.
Just talk about that before we went live, right? And see now, Mike was saying that the word, that he might get waived, and I was like, when they was putting up his stats, and I was seeing his stats and stuff, and I was saying, but that's not against the first team defense. That's against undrafted free agents, guys that got picked in the later rounds, such as himself. So he was looking good. Then it's 7-on-7, there's no contact, and they just out there playing catch, kind of,
Yeah.
But if he was to get, you gotta remember, the GM and the coach really didn't want him. The owner made him, made that call to draft him.
Right.
Owner made that call to draft him. So now once he's there, what are the coaches, how they coaching him, how they looking at him, how they evaluating them and things like that.
Yeah.
So
do you think though, like, is his career basically over if he don't, like, if Cleveland get rid of him and he have to go to the CFL, he got to go to Canada, you think his career is basically over?
That's hard to say, but it would be difficult to get back.
Yeah,
it would be. And then you got to remember, if that happens, if Cleveland releases him, right, he, and say like he got to go to the CFL, or he's just floating out there waiting for a team, to pick him up. He's not coming in as a number one, maybe not even as a number two. He might be fighting for the second, for the backup position.
Yeah,
and things like that. So,
Yeah. Tom, welcome back, Tom.
What's up,
welcome
Tom?
Back. Yeah, man. I think that so look, now, because Warren Moon went to the CFL, you know what I mean, then came to the NFL and had a successful career.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But,
and Warren wasn't, well, they wanted Warren to switch positions, as they do a lot of players. Warren, like, no, I'm a quarterback. So he had to go to CFL.
Yeah.
And then he went up there and had so much success, winning them Grey Cups and things like that. They came down and gave him a shot. They almost had to, in a sense.
Yeah.
And then he came, he came down and did his thing.
Well, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think that Shedeur Sanders was good enough to make the pros and didn't get a fair shot, or do y'all think it was some type of conspiracy?
I think Shedeur was good enough to get drafted, right?
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't think he was a number one pick.
Right.
But I think he was better than a number 5 pick as well. You understand what I'm saying? I thought he should have got drafted somewhere like in a third round or something, right? So now once he's there, now you got to show you belong there. You got to show that you belong there, and it's a lot tougher. Cleveland, man, even if you take Deshaun Watson out, Cleveland got 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
they got 4 quarterbacks. So you're like, well, he got to beat out at least one if they're going to carry 3 quarterbacks. He got to beat out at least one guy. But the other guy is a rookie that got drafted in a round before him, I think, or 2 rounds before him, in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
So you like, well, they evaluated him higher because they took him first. Shedeur was still on the board when they took the other guy at that position. So where did they have him evaluated? And then you start to ask yourself, well, why he wasn't that evaluated? Is that some type of conspiracy against his dad, or something like that? I didn't think that Dion, even though I know he meant well, I think he might have did him a disservice coming out and saying is certain teams he ain't gonna play for.
Yeah.
I think he did him a disservice, man. Wherever he got drafted, it's the NFL, man. You go there and you strap him up and you play. I don't think he was in that position, what he did in Colorado, even though I think he had a decent career in Colorado. I don't think he was, you know what I mean? He couldn't come and say that before getting drafted.
Right, yeah. I think, they overplayed their hand.
Right.
He didn't have as much leverage as he did. Then on top of that, I do think that, he may have had some, you know what I mean? Like some people who really didn't like his father, you know what I mean?
An attitude.
Yeah, so if they didn't like his father, Dion was the real deal. So we couldn't get him.
Right.
We can get you.
Right. And like you said, doing the wrist thing with the Rolex thing and all that. And, it's just a lot that came with it and I wouldn't be surprised if it was some type of collusion, man. There's only 31, 32 owners.
32, yeah.
It ain't hard, man, to call up, get a conference call. Like, look, man, don't draft him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So even if all them things coming into play, it's a uphill battle for him. It's an uphill battle for him. And if he get an opportunity, if he's given an opportunity in the preseason, it depends on how he look in camp, stuff like that. because you know it's rounds of cuts. You know what I mean? Every week or something like that. Once camp starts, it's like rounds of cuts. If he's able to make it to the preseason and he's able to get out there, you know what I'm saying, and play, you know what I mean, with some live bullets start flying.
Yeah.
But
so
why not?
Yeah, I agree with Retro. He said, you know, like his attitude played a part in it.
I think so.
You know, and then on top of that, he wouldn't do like some of those combine interviews.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember that too.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Did he went to the combine? He went and didn't just have, because you know a lot of them players now, man, they shunning that combine and they keep doing their pro day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They shunning the combine and they just doing a pro day.
Yeah. Let me see. So Tom says it's going to be the same thing for Bronny when his father, LeBron James, own a team, which is not too far in the distant future. Yeah, so LeBron James do want to own a team, right?
Yeah, he does.
Who else wants? Steph Curry wants to own a team.
Yeah, he wants to own the team. They the only two I heard about, you know, talking about wanting to be an owner and stuff.
Yeah.
That's something I would stay far away from, Mike. I ain't lying. I would stay far away from that ownership stuff, man.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I don't know. If they own a team, I mean, it's cool if you own a team. I guess that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Some people selling the teams now. Let me see. They selling them now.
Yeah, they getting out of the business. Yeah. They getting out of the NBA business.
Let me see what Dave said. The best thing could happen for him is to stay off the field for his rookie year, study the game, look at what it did for Mahomes, right?
Yeah,
and that's true. That's true. You know, I think again that goes into like what Richo said, like your attitude, like try to learn the game, study the game. You know, I keep going back to the same thing as far as like I just thought that his attitude. Now, sometimes, you know, and young, it's not just like Shador Sanders, but sometimes young people don't know shit stink until, you know what I mean, until they step in it.
And I go to I'm sorry, Mike, for cutting you off.
Oh no.
But I go to, remember Dan Marino, Tom Brady was like mentoring him to some degree. I don't know how hands-on he got with it, but just little advice here and there and things like that. And I remember he said, man, you should be in a film room studying instead of driving a Lamborghini truck or something like that. Something to that extent. And I fast forward that to the draft. Tom Brady is on the ownership for Oakland, and they had an opportunity to draft him if they wanted to.
Right.
And they passed on him. So that make me think like, well, what Tom Brady know about him that you're not even going, you know what I mean, try to pull the trigger and get him. Even like in the later rounds, even in the 4th round or something like that, you know?
Yeah. That's true. It could, like Tom Brady could have seen something, you know,
like he's not ready to put the work in, or you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, for them not to take a flower on them, you know.
So look, if you know you're on thin ice, you know what I mean, you know you're on thin ice, you know you went the 5th round, you think that maybe, you know, people might have it in for you because of who your father is, and then you get these speeding tickets like Retro said, you know what I mean? He got 2 speeding tickets.
You're right, Retro. You're right. I remember one. I ain't hear about the first one.
Yeah, I heard about 2.
Yeah, I heard about the second one. Yeah, but like you say, now that goes to decision making and leadership. See, they look at stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? They look at stuff like that. And
that's like, you know, you on probation.
Right.
Your probation officer following you up and down the street.
Right.
And then you still go rob a liquor store, man. It just don't mean, you know, you can't, man.
Right. So, and that's like you say, Mike, a lot of that stuff it don't only have to do what's on the field. You know what I mean? It's not only when you step on the field what they judging you on. They judging you on decision making, you know what I'm saying, all the time, all the time.
And why are you giving them ammunition?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And Dave Stuckey said that Sucky said that Bronny is cooking in the G League. I want to see what Bronny can do in the G League.
Me too.
I want to check him out.
I think it's less pressure on him down there. You know what I'm saying? It's like he can play a little bit more freer down there. You know what I mean? The spotlight ain't on him. He ain't, you know what I mean, got his father, you know what I mean, looking over his shoulder. So he probably can be in a little bit more relaxed atmosphere down there.
Yeah. What my man Jim said, I hope the year on the bench helped JJ McCarthy. My Vikings need a good year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I hope JJ McCarthy turned out to be decent, man. What's the name had such a good year last year, man. And you know, they allowed him to walk. They didn't want to give him that extension, you know, because JJ McCarthy was there, even though he coming off an injury, man. It's gonna be tough to duplicate. I ain't even talking about numbers wise. I'm just talking about the record that the Vikings had last year. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be tough to duplicate that. But yeah. I like Mr. Jefferson, man, up in Minnesota. So for his sake, I want JJ McCarthy to be on his game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about the kid in DC though, McDaniels? Is his name McDaniels?
Yeah, Jaden. Yeah, man. Yeah. And he got the 49er receiver. What's his name, Mike? Oh man. Damn, I can't think of his name. He was with the 49ers.
He's with the 49ers.
Yeah, he down DC now.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I forgot his name too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think he's down DC now. Yeah. So he got another weapon down there.
Yeah. So let me see. Let's see what Dave said. Bron just wanted to play with his kid, and they fixed it into happening. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I think that was more so LeBron thing than it was his son. I think that was LeBron. LeBron was talking that for a few years. You know what I'm saying? Making comments. Bronny can do this and all that and this. And then when he got up there and people started criticizing him and scrutinizing him, he did what most fathers do, try to, you know what I mean, protect his son. But LeBron, you put him out there, you know what I mean, for people to shoot their arrows at him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he should have did that. I think that was more so a dream of his than it was his son.
Yeah. It was. I got a question for the chat, right? In the chat. I want y'all, do y'all think that the Los Angeles Sparks, because they just beat the Fever, you know what I mean, for the second time, do y'all think it's a situation where they have their number? You know what I mean? You know how some teams just have your number, even though you might have better personnel, or you might feel like you're a better team. But do y'all think, the Sparks got the Fever's number? Let me see, because it's starting to look like that to me. That maybe
For real, Mike, you think they got their number?
Yeah, man. I think that because like the Cameron Brink, I think she out. You know what I mean? She hurt. They didn't have Cameron Brink, but once you, in my opinion, once you get past Kelsey Plum, you know what I mean? I just thought that the better team, to me, in my opinion, was the Fever.
Hey, how long is the WNBA season, Mike? They play what, 40 games, 50 games?
I think it's 40-something games, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's 40-something games.
So they
lineup changes.
First quarter of the season or whatever.
Yeah, it's 40-something games. Let me see. Nope, it's the Fever can't find the Sparks number. The Fever can't find the Sparks number. Yeah, I couldn't. And because every time I'm watching, it just seemed to me like the Fever is in control of the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then at a certain point, what I think hurt them is they try to play small ball too, and then that plays into, my opinion, the Sparks' hand.
Right.
You know, and so now, okay, so Dave, appreciate it. Dave said he got 44 games.
Okay.
Yeah. And so let me see. The fever is so much better without. Yeah, that's what they were saying. You know what I mean? That was that argument. Right. I forgot who said that. The lady said that the fever was better, more dangerous without Caden Clark, and there go that argument.
I don't know. Did she ever like explain, her position on that? Did she ever say why she think they was better without her? Because that really don't make it.
Well, part of what she said that by Caitlin Clark being a ball dominant guard, right? It really didn't like make other players want to get involved in that offense. Like you don't have as much movement. And then, if you do get a pass, you're getting a pass like later in the shot clock, right?
Yeah.
So that was part of an argument.
Okay.
Like she a ball dominant guard. But that's out the window. But what do you think about Isaiah Thomas, man? Isaiah Thomas coming out saying I'm better than him, referring to Steph Curry. Let me see. He's not the greatest point guard ever.
Man, you know how, I'm in the minority, man, when it comes to Mr. Isaiah Lord Thomas, man. I think he the greatest Lord man ever. I think point guard.
I do too.
Yes. I think point guard speaking, he better than Steph. You know what I'm saying? I got him. Mm-hmm. I got him as my number 2 point guard ever. And that's behind Magic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Steph really is a shooting guard that's just listed as point guard. You know what I mean? Steph don't run the offense. Steph is not a facilitator or anything. Like he don't get them in their sets or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So that, him being a point guard thing, I don't know. I really, people who know basketball know he's really not a point guard.
Right.
People know, you know what I mean? I don't care what they put next to his name. If they put PG next to his name, that don't make him a point guard. But Isaiah, man, to me, like I said, he's second behind Magic, man. And Isaiah, for a little guy to lead a team to a title and things like that, when Isaiah came along, it was still a big man's game.
Right.
Yeah, it was still a big man's game.
So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, man. So Steph, man, he get his flowers as he should, because Steph bad. But when you want to start, putting a label on him as a point guard, because I was talking to my uncle one time. My uncle said he don't look at Big O as a point guard. He just look at Big O as a guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big O did it all. You know what I'm saying? He never put that point guard on Big O. And I don't think you could put Curry in, point guard. I don't see him as a point guard.
Yeah, I don't either. I agree with Isaiah on that.
Right.
And I'm with you too, though, Tom. Isaiah number 2 behind Magic.
Yeah, that's just me, man. They had a top 5 point guard list, and my uncle was getting on. He said, "Yeah, they put your boy up there. It's ridiculous." He talking about Chris Paul, right? Talking about they put him on the top 5. I said, "No, I wouldn't put Chris Paul on top 5, right?" Mm-hmm. But he said it was Magic. He said it was no particular order, but it was Magic, Isaiah, Steph, Chris Paul, and somebody. And I'm like, oh man, somebody who made that list probably 30 years old, though. You know what I mean? Somebody who made the list like 30 years old. I mean, they ain't put, no Big O, no Walt Frazier, no guards of yesteryear, no Tiny Archibald. You know what I'm saying? None of them was on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I can't remember who the 5th guard was, Mike.
You definitely got to consider the source, though.
Right. Definitely. And that's with all these crazy lists now, Mike. You got, man, who making it? You know what I'm saying? Who making the list, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me see what Dave said. Dave said they talking all that stuff about CC not playing defense and the ball things. I don't know. In my opinion, I think Caitlin Clark played better defense than what she get credit for.
Yeah, you were saying that yesterday. Yeah, you were saying that yesterday. Yeah,
and you know, and she get rebounds and stuff like that. So you know, I don't know. I just think she be getting rebounds. Let me see this. Miss free throws, not rebounding, miss layups. Coming down the stretch though, that's where I think they lost that game to the Sparks at yesterday. Again, that's the second game, same like the first game. So I don't know if that's coaching. You know what I mean? Like, the Sparks seem to like down the stretch. Even in the press conference, the Sparks coach was talking about some of the adjustments that they made. You know, because the Fever, she said, what's the girl name? Aaliyah Boston was playing really, really physical. Aaliyah Boston was drawing. She drew a lot of fouls, right? And they was in foul trouble and stuff like that. The Sparks was, and so she made some adjustments to that. You know, so now it comes down to the Fever coach need to adjust to the adjustment.
That's right. That's right.
You know, so
that's right.
Yeah, man. So
we was talking about that in the finals. Well, with OKC and Indiana, like how you adjust to the adjustment.
Yeah. So they said, let me see, when they beat the Aces, White was going off in the locker room about the great defense, right? Yeah, and see, that's the thing about defense, right? Defense, you got to be consistent, and then defense is like a mentality. It's a mindset, really. You know what I mean, with defense, and so you just got to be consistent with your defense.
And defense travels too.
Oh,
you know defense travels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Defense definitely in all sports. You know what I mean? Yeah, defense. That's the one thing you can count. Your shot may not always fall, but you can always put that effort in there as far as like your defense is concerned. Yeah. So but and I think Kelsey Plum too, man, is really having a good season over there and with the Sparks, man. She seemed like when she was with the Aces, she played her role because that was more so Asia Wilson, that was more so her team. But now it seems like in this leadership role, she like is more so bought into that, she more of the number one with the Sparks team. And so, and she talking about far as like their development, you know what I mean? Like this her first year there.
Right.
So she don't really, her expectations is for them to grow and grow, as she there, as they get a chance to gel and stuff together. So, that's good too for their team. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So did I ask you this already though, Tom? As far as like, all right, Kevin Durant and Paul Pierce. We spoke about this off air.
Right.
Paul Pierce said that he is the word he uses. He's a more equipped scorer. I don't know what equipped mean, but
right.
I'm gonna just say like better. I don't think he's a better scorer than Kevin Durant.
Or a more complete score, maybe that's what you're trying to say.
Maybe so. Jim, what's up, Jim?
Hey, fellas, I just need to jump in and say, hey, sorry I couldn't be with you today.
No, that's all good. It's all good, man. We know you're enjoying your 4th of July weekend. What's good with you though?
It's all good, man. Loving the show.
Yeah,
just stopped in to say hey.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate
what's going on, man. Good to see you, Jim. Good to see you,
man. Man, loving the conversation. Hey, just wanted to stop in and say watch the Commissioner's Cup. That was an interesting game. My Lynx they came up short. Lots of good defense played in that game. Did you guys watch the game?
Yeah. I watched the Commissioner's Cup too. It was a good game. And I gotta admit, going in, I didn't think that that the Fever was going to win that game, right?
I mean,
you know what I mean? Because the Lynx, I don't know, I forgot what their record was going into that game, but
12-2.
What was it?
12-2.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Dave said, Jim, Dave said sorry for your loss, Jim.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I thought going in, man, I just thought that I felt like they was gonna win, going in. But they didn't. But let me ask you this though about the celebration. Like, do you feel like with that the Commissioner's Cup, do you feel like it's like it was a big to do made about nothing? Like as far as like with the NBA had that in season tournament?
Yeah, I mean it's their version of that, and all that means is that team gets a little extra bonus, a little extra love in the paycheck.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the ring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's a side quest at best.
But you know what? Until I heard somebody bring that up, I didn't really pay no attention. I just, you know what I mean? Like the Commissioner's Cup, I don't know. I ain't really feel like it was a big deal as far as like the way they celebrated and stuff like that. I thought it was good even to promote the game, even in the middle of the season. You know what I mean? Like a extra way to promote the game and to hype it up during the season. I thought it was a good look.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it gives the fans of those teams a little bit something extra to hang their hat on. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the fact that the leagues are trying to do things think outside the box and get more interested, whether it's the in-season tournament or the Commissioner's Cup. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know that I would have watched a WNBA game on a Wednesday night otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was good marketing. Right. It seemed like it worked for the WNBA, but it kind of backfired on the NBA. You know what I mean? Because they call like they don't really give the Lakers no credit for winning it when they won it last year. But
I don't think they should. You know what I'm saying?
I think the NBA. I think they go a little too hard on it. Right? They do. They're a little too extra with. Right. Let it be what it is. But
they want to put banners up for it and all that.
Yeah,
man.
Right.
Yeah. So come on, man.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
And it comes off like a participation trophy.
Yeah,
right.
What is it? A little mid-season tournament, and they should, if they want to call it that, and I think that's a little bit too much. But if they want to call it a little mid-season tournament, all right, and you win it and keep it going, keep pushing.
Yeah. I think, and also with the NBA, like they trying all this, all these gimmicks and everything with the All-Star game and with the mid-season tournament, right? But when I think all the NBA has to do is go back to the tried and true, like what worked for you in the past. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when the NBA was really rolling and things was happening for the NBA, go back to the things that you did then, make the game the same way it was. This shooting threes and dunking. I always say bring back the mid-range. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of speaks to desperation, man, because they're losing fans, man. They're losing viewership. So, they just trying to put any and everything in the mix to try to get viewers to come back, man. And I don't agree with the way they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know you got to evolve. You can't stay. You got to evolve with the times. You can't stay in one place forever. Yeah. Just how they doing things is a little different.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. I gotta jump out, but I just wanted to jump on and say hey, and I'll catch you guys next week. I'll still be in the chat.
All right, appreciate you.
All right, Jim. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you, fellas.
All right.
Let me see. Let me ask you this, because what Dave had to say, like, everybody had the same chance. It's an extra game. Weird as hell. It pays more though. So, like, all right, so.
Oh yeah, you get a bonus for winning that tournament.
Yeah.
You sure do.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Did they get paid more like for this cup than they did?
They might have got a little bonus for winning. They probably got a little bonus for winning. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And so, they did make a mistake too. I'm gonna see, but they did make a messed up calling the Lynx the Commissioner Cup Championship last year because now Clark has a legit championship in the pros. Yeah. I thought before the cup had the game was over with, somebody had posted something that they wasn't supposed to post, already announcing that the Lynx had won it.
Really?
Yeah, man. So that kind of fell through the crack. That fell through the crack.
Yeah, like, wait a minute, I want to let them know the fix was in.
Right, yeah.
right. Can't let them know the fix was in.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see. So 35 retros, I think they got in between 35 and 55,000.
Damn.
That's cool.
All right. Yeah, that's a nice little lick for winning the tournament. Yeah, that's a nice little lick.
Yeah. So ESPN, I thought, okay, so ESPN the one who let that mistake fall through the cracks. Yeah. Probably Stephen A. Smith. He working too many jobs. They got him on air too much, man.
And he walk around, man, like he the star. You see him when he be in Madison Square Garden. He walk around like he bigger than the players, man. I'm like, man, this guy, man. Yeah, but I ain't a Stephen A. fan, man. So I'm all the way on the other side when it comes to that.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a Stephen A. fan.
When it comes to that.
Yeah, man. So, Tom, you definitely got to get into following this WNBA though, man.
Man, I'm gonna have to start trying to check it out, man. Because when we get on, when we go live on the weekends, man, I can have some input on it. I fall back and let y'all run point on it because I'm not up to date on
it. Yeah. But Oh, so this was let me see. ESPN was hosting the post-game live stream and created the thumbnail title Lynx Dominate Fever in Cup Win. But the Fever had won. That was crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
That was funny, man. But yeah, man. I know I wanted to ask y'all though, because I like what I see as far as like with the Dallas Wings and stuff like that. I just think that I just like this girl Paige Beckers, man. I just like Paige, and
yeah, I remember you and Clayton was talking about that one time. Yeah.
I like her. I think she's gonna be really I think the Wings though. I think the Wings are gonna be are going to be good in my opinion. I think the Dallas Wings will be good. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So I don't know how ESPN messed up like that though, and then posted.
Like you say, just too much going on. Want to be in any and everything, man. I don't even really watch ESPN no more, but just want to be in any and everything, man. Them shows. Most times when I'm going to work in the morning, I'll be listening to like Get Up in the morning, Unsportsmanlike. I listen to that sometimes. Yeah. But as far as like actually watching Sports Center and stuff like that, I don't even really watch that stuff no more. Yeah.
Oh man, so the well, let me see. Retro said the Wings got locker room drama, right? Locker room drama and a man bum coach. We spoke about men coaches yesterday. I don't really. I think because of that double standard, I don't really think it's cool for men to be coaching the women's sports if women can't coach the men. I just, what I mean. That's why that's why I was never a fan of Gino Auriemma, right? Okay. I was always a Pat Summitt fan with Tennessee.
Me too. I like Pat Summitt. Yeah, me too.
I just didn't think because of that double standard, like Gino should have been coaching. I don't know. That's just me.
Right.
But if women can't coach, the men's college, I don't think men should be able to coach women in college. Because if you're going to separate them, then separate them. But if you're going to integrate both ways.
Right.
You know, but
and we talked a little bit about that Don Staley thing with the Knicks. I never thought that was going to come off. I just thought that was what's his name, Dolan. I just think that was Dolan, man, trying to stay relevant. You know,
yeah.
It looked bad that they fired Thibodeau and didn't have a replacement for him.
Yeah, but yeah. I thought Man made a good point though when he said that and if you do want to bring a female to the NBA, right? A woman coach to the NBA, then maybe it's best that you not bring her to New York, LA.
Right. That's a tough spot. New York for any coach. That's gonna be a tough spot. Yeah.
Because anytime Wes Unseld can coach in DC for all those years, it ain't do too much when Wes Unseld, but wasn't really no big outcry when Wes Unseld ain't win. You know what I mean? So yeah. And
just them New York papers up there, man, will kill her after every game. You know what I'm saying? You said, they don't win. You know, they're gonna question her coaching. Is she out of a league? You know what I mean? I wouldn't think that was. I wouldn't leave South Carolina. You know what I mean? They already got the statue. You know what I mean? About to be made and put up in a likeness and stuff down there in South Carolina, man. So I wouldn't be all that quick to try to leave there anyway.
Yeah. So look, Retro, I'm glad you brought this up, right? Because I wanted to talk about this, but I didn't know how to bring it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Retro says the Wings had players that were dating, traded one. They had Dejanay that poke eyes out. They traded her girlfriend. Dejanay was drunk in the pool before the game. So
okay. All right.
So even it was some rumors also that DeWanna Bonner wanted to go to what team was that? Wanted to go to the Mercury because her girlfriend plays for the Mercury.
Really?
Yeah, and so now, and then I know Dejanay is dating. I forgot the young lady that she's dating. But anyway, with the women, with women on these teams dating each other, right? Do you think that's a bad look for the league to have because on a regular job, you can't work with your spouse on a regular job.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Or have relationships with your coworkers.
They got rules for that. Yeah, they got rules against that. Yeah.
But in the WNBA, it seems to be, it's more accepted that these women can date each other and stuff like that. And then when their personal problems spill over into the locker room,
it is.
And now you got a team that's
there it is. And turmoil. You got a team of turmoil. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just don't how can okay, so Dejanay is dating Alyssa Smith, right, because they even do videos and stuff like that. And Alyssa Thomas is the one who's DeWanna Bonner is dating. I don't know what they can do about that though. You know what I mean?
I about to say because they probably told them they can't stop them, but they probably say don't put it out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They might say, or they might going forward, they might say, you know what I mean, keep your personal life, separate from your job, so to speak. But like you say, if y'all beefing at home, y'all come to work, y'all beefing in practice.
Yeah.
And that spills over team play and all that and this,
Yeah. And Jim, you're right. Just imagine if Dwight Howard was dating if he was dating somebody from the Magic, you know what I mean? Oh man, if Dwight Howard was dating a point guard for the Magic,
you're a fool, man. You're a fool.
Man, that'll be on Nightline and everything.
You're a fool.
But that's why, because look, when what's the guy? Email Doko, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he dated the lady from that same organization, or he slept with somebody's wife from that organization, they got him out of there.
Yeah.
They got him out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me see. A rumor was Bonner and Coach White had something going on. Yeah, man.
Man, see, when it's like that, it's just messy, man. You know what I'm saying, Mike? It's just messy, man. Now you got the coach dating one of the players and all that. Man, it's just messy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then y'all dating, but then y'all have a argument or something, then you ain't gonna give her no time and all that. You know what I'm saying? You benching her because you mad or something. Yeah, man, it's too much.
Yeah. Kent Carlson, my man, welcome back to the chat.
What's up, Kent?
Yeah, man. So Kent said, let's not forget some garbage floats the idea that Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham got something going on. Yeah, I don't believe that for 1 second right there, Kent. I know, and let me know if Kent, if you saw this video, right? Kate, during the celebration for the Commissioner's Cup that the Fever won, right? It was in the locker room showing the celebration, and a young lady stood behind Caitlin Clark and kind of did this suggestive dance, right? Like, you know what I mean? But Caitlin Clark shut that down immediately. She's like, no, we're not gonna go there. She shut it down immediately, right? You know, and so I just think that I'm glad
she did that. I'm glad
she shut it down immediately. You know, she's like, nah, we're not gonna go there.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I just think, you know, in locker rooms, men and women locker rooms, things get said, things get you know, I don't know, people joke around and stuff like that, but you don't want that kind of stuff to go to the point where it's going to disrupt your team. And I just think those relationships, in my opinion, just not really Dave said she dry humped her. Yeah, she did, Dave. She was like dry humping her. And Caitlin shut that down immediately. Yeah, man. So yeah.
That's messy stuff, man. Yeah, man, that's just messy stuff. Stuff I mean,
I don't know what they can do though, as far as like, you know, like to discourage these type of relationships.
Right. That's you know what I mean. And the only thing I think they're gonna try to do, I mean, if they try to do anything, is probably like just try to keep a lid on it.
Yeah.
Don't be so out with it.
Because now, all right, if you try to shut something like that down, now you're gonna have those alphabet people on your back.
Right, Mike. You're absolutely right. I ain't disagreeing with that. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what you can do. If you try to shut that down, and then I don't know what you can do. You shut that down, you're gonna have them alphabet people on your back.
Yeah,
man. But appreciate you, Retro. Thanks for the super chat. Also, thanks for your input. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm glad you brought that topic up, though, because I did want to bring that up about the relationships on these WNBA teams. I mean, in my opinion, it don't take away from like the product that we see on the court, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think because of stereotypes and stuff like that, you know, I don't know if it's a good look. Maybe it's just something that we, you know, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like the WNBA don't have to be like the NBA in every respect. You know, they their own separate league. So, you know, I just wanted y'all input on that. Yeah. So, yeah. But again, Retro, appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. And let me say, here's a fact for you: 1 out of 2 lesbian relationships, and ends in domestic violence.
I ain't know that. Know that.
No. Some people say that these relationships are more volatile. You know what I mean? Like lesbian relationships are more volatile than, you know what I mean, like regular relationships. That's hard to believe, but that's a stat.
I heard that the divorce rate is way higher than heterosexual marriages. I heard the divorce rate is way higher.
Yeah. But yeah, Dave said at no point did we sign up for lowering the standards. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that, right? But like I said, when you start to like speak out against that kind of stuff, maybe the WNBA feel like we don't want that kind of the backlash that's going to come with that. Because like I said, at any other job, you can't dry hump your coworkers.
Right. Whether y'all having a pizza party or not. Right. You can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care at the Christmas, you know what I mean? It's been many people that got fired at the Christmas, you know what I mean, at the Christmas party because of something they got drunk and they did, so yeah, man. Right. And that could be considered grooming, you know what I mean? Because if you allow a person to get away with that, all they're going to do is push the envelope.
They're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep going. And then when you finally do say, "Oh, you ain't say nothing last time," or "You ain't say nothing," so that's why I say I'm glad she put the brakes on it right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah. Same standard. Well, if they want, if the WNBA and if they want equality, then it should be the same standard. That could be the argument. You know what I mean? It should be the same standard. That could be the argument. Yeah. Let me see. My man Kent Carlson said, sad when you got to put political garbage in the mix with sports. I mean, whatever floats your boat, leave it at the door, not on the court. That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
I agree with that too. I agree with that too.
Yeah. And I think it kind of it detracts from the game, number one. And then it turns like certain people off to the game. You know what I mean? Because you don't want people to see certain things or expose. Like if you want to carry your kid to the game, then you don't want to expose them to certain things. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So
and now that's like any sporting event. Now you can be in the stands at any stadium. Basketball, baseball, football, and them other fans, man, they be drinking, man. They be saying and doing anything, man.
Yeah.
That's something I wouldn't want to my kids when they were younger or my granddaughter around, no stuff like that. Like, it's just be too wild.
Yeah. So, but look, do y'all remember when they what's the singer girl who came to a Laker game with a thong on? The big girl. She was a big.
She ain't even big no more. Lizzo. Yep. She had that sheer thing on with a thong. She had a sheer pants on or something with a thong. Yep, I remember.
Yeah, and so she comes to the Laker game with a thong on.
Right.
And sat next to this little kid, a little boy.
Yep.
And his father. And so, I don't know. I don't know, man. Let me see. And they were drinking, no excuses. CC asked how old Timpson was before she let her drink. yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, just so that stuff. And then you got cameras everywhere too. See, I never was a fan when they started allowing cameras in the locker room years and years ago. I never was a fan of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Now they got cameras everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Players getting in and out of the shower, all kinds of stuff. You got, you know what I mean? I wasn't a fan of that either.
Yeah.
Let them have a little bit of privacy. Then they're gonna come out and talk to you anyway. Let them have a little bit of privacy, then come out.
Right. But see, what it is though is they want to catch you in a moment where in the heat of the moment, the passion is high.
Right.
And that works all the way around. I think that works bad for the players because you go and say something,
right?
You know what I mean? Like especially if a big loss, you're going to say something,
right?
And so that's good for the media, but for the players, you want to, even in a win, you want to be able to wind down and gather your thoughts. Remember when what was the guy? The Seattle Seahawks won that Super Bowl. and the guy, what's the cornerback? One of the cornerbacks for the Seahawks, intelligent guy with the braids.
Oh, Richard Sherman. Richard
Sherman was being interviewed by the young lady. He was yelling and stuff like that. She couldn't understand if he was yelling at her, or if if his anger was directed to her, or if you know what I mean. So, but players be hyped like that. He just won a Super Bowl. He wasn't he was excited.
Right.
And he had something to say about the team that they played against, how they was talking stuff.
Right.
But she was like, well, what you talking about? What's going on?
It ain't for you to understand. Yeah. The person he was talking to understood what he was saying. Yeah. His teammates knew what he was saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Retro said Caitlin is still somewhat naive, right? I just like the way Caitlin handled that situation in the locker room, though. She just shut it down. She just shut it down.
Put the brakes on that real quick.
Yeah, she put the brakes on it. But some way, I don't know how old is Caitlin Clark, like 23. I don't even think she's 23. She might be like 22 or something like that.
She went to school 4 years though, right?
She did.
I'm asking.
Oh yeah, they gotta go 4 years.
Yeah. So if she went 4 years, so what's that? 22. So maybe she might be like 23.
Okay.
23, maybe 24 or something like that.
Yeah, man. Oh, so she is 23. All right, thanks, Dave. Yeah, she's 23. Let me see. Caitlin said to Carlson, someone named Daddy said hi. Carlson said, oh, that's my dad. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Kent said she's 23 also. Yeah. Somebody posted something that said that they should allow these young ladies to leave early from college, and go to the W. And what y'all think about that idea?
Why not?
I don't see why
not, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't see why not. Yeah.
If all these other players can turn pro, you know what I'm saying, and all these different tennis and golf and baseball, you can sign a professional contract right out of high school. Sometimes while you even in high school, why not? Let them young women come out early if they're able to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And so Jim said Cece is comfortable being herself, which that's definitely true. And Dave said, give up all that NIL money. But see,
no, Dave, you got a good point. But I wouldn't think they would want to leave early if they was getting all that NIL money.
Can they take that money with them though? Right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how the NIL. So you only get the NIL money if you stay in school.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think so, yeah. But check us out, and to the folks on the chat. Did y'all hear about the quarterback down South Carolina whose father turned down, or his father told him to turn down $8 million in NIL money to stay at South Carolina and continue to play quarterback instead of transferring to another institution? They didn't say who this other school was. The other school was offering $8 million for them to transfer. And his father said no. What y'all think about that?
Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't.
Quarterback down South Carolina. Yep.
So, it's still some wrinkles in that NIL thing that they're going to have to iron out.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But $8 million, you turn out $8 million. I mean, his pop said you come to get an education, you ain't come, you know what I mean, to school for money. But I'm like, unless you in a financial predicament where you okay with saying no to $8 million, you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta go where the money is, right? Yeah.
What jobs pay, like, even if you go to Harvard or Yale, like, what jobs out of school gonna pay you $8 million?
Exactly. That's right. And that's with an Ivy League school degree and all that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, nah, you kind of, I would disagree with my father right there, right? You know what I mean? I was like, nah, man, what job coming out of school gonna pay you that money?
And then,
you want to, huh?
No, real quick. I haven't heard of this guy before, so I don't know how good he is.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He might ain't never had any opportunity to get $8 million again.
Right.
Man, yeah. And then and he might be dumb as a brick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what you gotta take into account, man. You say no to $8 million, man. I mean,
nah, that's like handing somebody back a lottery ticket or winning, you know what I mean?
Powerball ticket. Yeah.
You be like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and get my education. Take, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, that's tough, man. So, but I'm hoping if Pop can say no, we don't need $8 million, that they are all right financially.
Yeah,
better than all right. Yeah, better than all right. You know.
Yeah. But what Retro says, look at all the girls that got drafted, they got cut. They're making more from their NILs than they were in the W. Yeah. So, I think though, because of that pay scale in the W, and then this collective bargaining thing, right? I think it's going to be probably about 2 years or so before the WNBA is turning a profit. So I don't know right now if the WNBA is in a position right now where they can compete with these NIL deals that these
right.
You know, that these women getting from in school, man.
All right, Jim. You say the sponsors they stay with the player after they, you know what I mean. Once they leave, all right. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so Dave says more to life than that bag. You know,
I'm not gonna disagree with that. But at
the
same time, and I'm just speaking for me personally, it's hard. You know, if I had a son or a daughter, I mean, that's a tough call.
Yeah. And so let me see. Did his dad know something that he didn't? LeBron's mom controlled his finances. You know what? Yeah. Immediately, like when a kid coming to you, how many times do you hear about people getting to the bag when they're young and then they'll go out and blow their money? You know what I mean? So yeah, if you can have somebody in your corner, especially your mother, she already got money. You know what I mean? She married to LeBron James. She already got money, so you don't have to worry about her messing your money up. But yeah, it's good to have somebody who can manage your money for you and show you how to manage your money until you responsible enough or wise enough to know how to manage it. Most kids learn the hard way. You know, they get that first check and they go out and buy the biggest diamond earring.
And they're so young. You know what I mean? Just look at us, Mike. If somebody would have handed us $1 million and we 18.
Yeah. I blow money now. I blow money now. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, right. Man, I said I ain't need that. I had to buy that. Man. Yeah. You're right though.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Let me see. Maybe that's so maybe dad saw the kid could lose something in quality of education and exposure. Yeah, I mean, I think if you had an opportunity to get an education, because you need an education if you're going to have to want to manage that money anyway. It don't hurt to have a good education, you know what I mean, to navigate your way through life. That don't hurt, and then along with like your upbringing and your parents and stuff like that. So yeah. Let me see. LeBron's mom made him turn down $1 million from Nike the first time. LeBron was sick, but it was a good move.
I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If she did that, yeah. Well, they say in business, never accept the first offer anyway. And a lot of times when people are coming from humble beginnings, that first paycheck or that first offer we get, you thought that you
set for life.
You like, I made it.
Right.
I made it. You know what I mean? Right. But if somebody offering you something, then it's a good chance you worth a lot more than what they offering you.
That's true.
So yeah, that's a good strategy.
That's true.
Yeah, let me see. Dave said, if my son was a tight end and he's going to Iowa, regardless he going to Iowa regardless of any other offers, right? Yeah. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat. What we've been on for like an hour and a half. Dave, Jim, Retro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Kent Carlson, appreciate you. Man, yeah, man. Appreciate all the super chat, Retro, all the great comments and everything. See, this what I like about this show, man, because not only, it's not about just listening to the people that's, that's talking, but it's about getting input from people in the chat. That's what I like about the show.
And they know a lot of stuff, boy. The people in the chat, man, they be on a lot of different stuff, man, educating me a lot of times that I don't, that I'm not up on,
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's what I appreciate from y'all, man. Dave, and like I said, Retro, y'all come up with some excellent points and some great information,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, like I said, it's a give and take, it's a back and forth. Thanks, Retro. Thanks, Dave. Jim. Let me see, my man Kent Carlson. Yeah, so yep. And I appreciate you too, Jack.
Yes, sir. Ain't no question.
You too. But yeah, man. So we can get out of this hotel. We can hit the road, head back home.
Safe travels, man. Safe travel.
Melissa over there being patient.
Yeah. Tell her I say hey. Yeah.
No doubt. So yeah, but I want everybody to make sure that they like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment. With that being said, we'll be back live Saturday at 1 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. So we are out, people. Thanks a lot.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all.